Hey everyone, this is a market recap for Tuesday, April 14th, 2026. So, we continued our squeeze. We continued our squeeze since the Sunday open, basically squeezing up to 7,008, and the VIX continued to drop. And if you look at the VIX continuous contract, today was the last day of the April contract, so people were getting out of it, and that brought a nice squeeze all the way up to our recent highs. I drew low to low extensions once, low to low here, low to low to here, low to low to here. All right, so we have like a fourth low to low extension. We found some resistance finally around 215, which is probably when we had that low. Yep, 215 right there. So first of all, let's go over what happened with the gap. Nothing really happened. So this was our setup going into the morning. And at 8:30, we had a pop. We were 20 points away basically from the gap at this point. And I drew a downtrend, and I did actually get in around 41. So I did take a short at 41. I got the free trade. I took off a little bit at 37, I believe, 37.50, somewhere around that, and then I got stopped out right away. So that trade for me was over. And then you could see at this point we were more than 30 points away, 40 points away, 50 points away. Now, what were the algos doing? Do we have those same extensions on the ES? Let's see. So we blew through targets there. We blew through targets there. Blew through targets there. Oops. Should really zoom in here. Yeah, yes, maybe that's the first look we even have. Regardless, what worked really well today was just traditional pivot points. So, what I ended up doing was taking a trade at the second pivot point, just typical pivot point resistance and support. I took one at 59 with a stop at 53, right below the pivot point, and I rode that up to the next pivot point at I took it off at like 87, pivot points at 88, 89. I left some on the table, but to me that was good enough for today. As we grind higher and higher, the pullbacks could be more fierce, but that worked well today. And what are we looking at now for tomorrow? Well, the first thing is we could look at VXK26. That's the new VIX contract. What we're looking at here is, first of all, can we break this? When we do break it, we will eventually break it. We're going to draw new lows to high. And, we'll see if there are buyers at this 50%, 61.8. Which would correspond with equal retracement on the indices. You can imagine a lows to highs somewhere after we hit a temporary top. So that's kind of what you're looking for. What do we have in store for the rest of the week? Well, first of all, you still have this gap that wasn't filled. And we also have this open gap from March 18th there. So, in terms of pullbacks, it wouldn't be crazy if the VIX caught a bid to fill this gap, at least fill today's gap. I mean, it's at a perfect 38.2. But if it wanted to sweep liquidity, it could fill this gap during regular trading hours. It filled the gap during the Sunday night open. And then, either continue or, have a failed breakout. We have another open gap at 66.56, 63.88. So we have a lot of unfilled gaps below us. Something to keep in mind, but, we also have an open gap for tomorrow at 7,002, and that's your market recap for April 14th.